working out with Dwayne Wade, crying about his hairline. How come he can't grow his hair like Dwayne Wade? You got Rick Jefferson, who's 1,000 years old or more, trying to put into the conversation. It's just crazy to me because it goes back to what you were talking about as far as like with LeBron, like him being a leader. Like you just lost another concentrating on getting serious for the season. You know what I mean? And here's yet another video of him trying to embarrass himself even more. It's just sad.
Well, the thing is, and how do you pronounce your first name? Burundi. Okay.
That's right. It's perfect. It's an African country in Southeast Africa.
Okay, Burundi. And you know
right.
what? You are 100% correct because
Thank
you're 100% correct because you finally everybody is starting to see for themselves now. My buddy is the same way. He fought me for years over LeBron James, and now he's like, you know what? You was right. He can't take it no more. This guy has become and building himself up on Instagram and putting himself out there because he knows his game is down. So he's trying to do anything to keep him in the social media lights to draw attention so that the league would be like, okay, well, LeBron is still popping. We got to keep putting him in the finals. And that's all they're going to do. That's why he wants to do that. Because you can't have no personality and win an NBA title. They won't let John Wall and the Wizards, who's a better team, get to the NBA Finals because they don't have a social media presence. You know, it's just ridiculous. And every time he's on there dancing, doing stupid stuff on Instagram, so that he can get on the Shade Room and get on all these websites, so he can be like, "I'm popping. You gonna want me in the finals."
And you know what's sad on the NBA's part is next year they're gonna be trying to use Michael Jordan's name as in. And I'm not the biggest Jordan fan in the world, but I respect game. And when you see these tactics by LeBron James, how dare anybody in the media and even fans to even mention LeBron's name in the same sense as Michael Jordan, let alone Kobe Bryant, let alone any great player that played in the 90s or 80s. He ain't even Moses Malone.
That's because most of them don't remember. You talking about a generation that don't even remember Michael Jordan playing. This generation don't even remember when Jordan was playing. They only seen highlights. They only seen the legacy through the games. You know, like through they don't know how the rules were. They don't know how the games were played, how physical it was. The physicality of the game, he wouldn't be able to take that. He wouldn't be able to play in that form. Him going to the basket, he would have shied away from the basket a long time ago because they would have been able to whack him. They wouldn't have been thrown out of the game, and he would have had to just deal with it. And then he's shooting 67% from the free throw line. How come your free throw shooting is getting worse each year? What is happening to you that your free throw? Because he's not practicing. He's not focused on that. He's automatically thinking I'm gonna get to the finals because the league gonna put me there. They gonna give me all the people to get me to the finals. It's ridiculous.
And it's ruining the league, like you've been saying on your video. It's ruining the league because you got great players. Like you got great players in the East too. Like I'm sick of Shannon Sharp just in the East talking about there's no superstars in the East. The freaking all-star. I'm picking him for MVP. At least with him and Kyrie coming out the East.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a difficult task. Boston's got a gel in the season. They got a lot of holes in the lineup that I've seen. It's preseason, but I still see some holes that they need to get. You know, they need to play a tighter game. You know, you still got people making.
Gotta be strong too.
Yeah, so they still trying to find out their identity and where who's who, and then you still got people like Brown on the team who's his allegiance is still with Isaiah Thomas, and I'm like, look, he ain't there, so you better find your new allegiance. He ain't coming back. So you need to
Right.
either shape up or get shipped out. You want to
Exactly.
go to Cleveland?
Survival mode.
Right. You want to go to Cleveland? No problem. So you better either roll with it or get rolled out.
Exactly. And I got to also give you a shout out for the Cam Newton video. You know what? I said that at my job, and we got into a huge argument over Cam. He defended Cam Newton. I'm from, my mother's part of the family, side of the family, right? We're from Norman.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I grew up in Chicago all my life and New Orleans, or Norman, because I like to say.
All right.
So it's like, you know, things that I hear, you know, that I grew up with, that's like, no, he was just being sincere. You know what I mean? As far as like taking it as a joke, because it is funny. You don't hear women talk about running routes and physicality of a game. It's a dumb question the way it was framed anyway.
Well, yeah, that's why I said they don't play football. They don't run routes. There's no women's league. So yeah,
Right.
it's out of the norm for for a woman to be saying that. That's why he was chuckling like, man, I'm still like not used to it, because he just think it's funny. It's not degrading to women. But my thing is, where are they when all these real women got problems? When they not getting they raised. Where the feminist movement for that? When women are getting denied their money. Where were the women? Yeah, with Harvey Weinstein. Where are the feminists to come out there and say we ain't gonna watch no more Harvey Weinstein movies? Why ain't nobody saying that? Y'all not doing any of this stuff. And this dude has been victimizing y'all for years. He just said, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry," and that's it. I'm gonna step down because I'm sorry. Y'all still ain't demanding nothing in return from him. Y'all just like, okay, that's it, whatever, we moving on. But that's just how it is in the business. And yeah, that's just how it is. Everybody's fake doing stuff for attention. Cam wasn't an athlete and getting big notoriety. What they hadn't even cared. What even went that far? The feminists getting all involved. And what about the woman? She didn't lose her sponsorship for the racist tweet she put out. They didn't talk about her job. But Cam got to lose a sponsorship. So I was like, I don't eat yogurt no way. So
Yeah, I heard that. I was mad laughing when you said that. Because I caught that. I was like, man, you tell him. And you know what, too, like, feminists, to me, was serious, right? And they moved to work with or ask the networks to say, well, why aren't there more female analysts for, like, a little bit of basketball? All these networks, ESPN, Fox, CBS, so on and so forth, the NFL network. Why can't we have female anchors talk about the game? This way you're conditioning the fan to look at, to analyze that female anchor and say, okay, yeah, she look what she's talking about. Talking about routes or physicality of the game, it's kind of like you get used to it. But if you're not used to it, because the league and the networks that hire these, that potentially could hire these women are not putting them out there like that, what do you expect? You know what I mean? So they could fight for them on that level, but they won't take it that far either.
Well, here's the problem. The problem is you got all of these people coming around and they're making the rules. And this is you're talking about a racist league, but they're making the rules and they're dictating what's going to happen. They would rather a woman get a position before they give it to a black man. So you got to think about how many black beat writers do they have doing this in the NFL, doing her position. They would give that to a female before they would even give it to a black. How many times I've been in a lot of NFL rooms? It's very few blacks to get that type of position, and the job she got is really low rent. She works for a small newspaper in like South Carolina. You know, I mean, right? She's really a nobody. She just happened to be able to cover. Yeah, she's able to cover the NFL due to her town and what little newspaper she worked for. But she has no main notoriety. That's why she was talking as reckless as she was on her Twitter. She never knew she'd be getting a job in journalism, actually working for a real paper to get a credential to be in there. Now, nobody's going to talk to her after all the racist stuff she put out. If you anybody on Cam's team, you don't want to talk to her. Any quote and anything she write is going to be second. It's going to be like third party. She heard it via third party because ain't nobody going to give her an exclusive. Especially after you retweeting people saying the N word and talking about your racist daddy, laughing at his racist jokes. And you think nobody put her no warning or nothing. She put a little apology out there that didn't mean anything.
Right, and then she gonna say, "Oh, you know, I said all these things, but it was just 5 years ago." Well, I don't care if it was 4 minutes ago or 4 seconds
exactly.
ago. You know what I'm saying? It was in your heart, so that means you still believe it.
Oh yeah.
You know. So it's just wild, man. I mean, man. But I just appreciate, you know, putting the facts out there. Because when we talk about that, my first job, I'm an administrative assistant for a social work agency.
Okay.
It's called Thresholds.
Okay.
And we gather around and I call it, we have our little session where I say, give up the real. When we get a chance to speak on different issues, just say what's on your mind, you know? And so we get together and, you know, we say how we feel on these issues. And I was like, yeah, when I first heard you speak on them a lot of time, I'm like, I totally agree with you. Cam wasn't, you know, being facetious at all. You really thought it was just funny. And then,
now, did they think Conor McGregor was being facetious? With all the stuff he said? Did he lose any endorsement? He didn't lose none, no endorsement, no nothing. Now, why is that? But yet Cam is saying something that he got to come out and do an apology for. Then he does the apology. Then they're like, oh, he still don't get it. That's why I got to address Steven Espinoza. I didn't do it yet, but I'm definitely going to address his tweet. Because he came in and he was a little beyond himself. And first off, it had nothing to do with Steven Espinoza. And then he decided to get involved and make it an issue.
Man. I know you're about to give it to him, Cena. I know you're about to drop the hammer.
Well, eventually, yeah. I got too many wars I'm fighting. I'm fighting with YouTube. I'm fighting with everybody right now. YouTube then got mad at me at some video I put out. And now they've been flagging everything I'm doing. Like for the past 2 days, I've just been fighting with YouTube. Nobody's getting. They finally fixed the notification. They fixed the notification. Yeah, they totally fixed the notification for like 1 day. Then the next day, now my videos can't get views. I'm like, what's going on here? And they try to make it look like, oh, well, you just got to make the content where the people. I'm like, no, people are not seeing the videos. I'm like, how? That's impossible.
And it's so crazy because I was trying to hint at this when I messaged you about that along those lines. Like, this is like YouTube's way, and other networks are doing this too in their own way of censoring those that are hitting a little bit close to home. I'm going to mention the old school variety show. Remember Richard Pryor's little variety show?
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Where he would tell the truth. My mom used to show me those skits all the time.
Yeah, Rich went way too far. Rich went over the line. He tried to quit the show, and they wouldn't let him quit. They told him, you can't quit. You're going to keep doing the show. You under contract.
Right. But he was telling the truth. And the point is, and like my mother would tell me, in life, especially when you fight, when you tell the truth and you keep telling the truth, we'll try to find ways to censor you. And even though we'll turn them, oh no, that's not true. He has the freedom to say what you can say whatever you want, like you say. Watch what you say, right? But I see it because YouTube is trying to like censor those that speak the truth. I think they're targeting specific channels that have, you know what I mean, that are growing big time.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. They want to get me under. They want to put me under wraps, and that's the thing. They want to get me under their thumb, and that's not gonna happen.
Thank
So
God.
that's just not gonna happen. I'm not playing ball, and I haven't been playing ball, and they upset about that. And everybody's like, man, you would be so great if you just played ball and do what they want. I'm like, I'm not finna do that. You got the DJ guy doing that. He playing ball. I don't. That's what he want to do. Now he's sitting on a TV show doing, going back on everything he didn't say it on his video.
Oh my
Because
God,
they sitting right across from him. Once they sitting right across from him, that's when he like everything they like. One, he's sitting down with a Jamaican guy. Now he a Jamaican. I'm like, I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, man. It just goes to show you, like, people not thinking for themselves anymore. You know what I mean? It's no originality.
Oh no, this guy just made a video and just did the truth behind it, talking about some. Hey, why check out my video? I'm like, dude, what you doing? And he called himself a fan of me. Like, hey, it's the truth. I'm like, dude, be original. What you doing? What you trying? Why you trying to do the truth behind thing for? Just make your own video. You have that. You have zero originality in you.
You know what they gonna say? Man, see, why you being a hater?
That's exactly what he just said. He on Facebook just did that, like I swear, like 10 seconds ago. It kept popping up. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Do they even know what they're doing? I don't even think they know. I'm like, I'm like, maybe because we come from an era before there was internet. So we knew what it was like to not have internet. Now you got a kid at 3-4 years old know how to work a tablet or phone. All my cousins now, my little cousins now, it's just a mess. It's like the technology that took over. They just all got tablets and phones. They all isolated. I'm like, man, get them phones from them kids and let them play. Why y'all just got them sitting down on tablets and phones? I'm like, this is why people the way they are now. They don't know how to interact with people.
Right, and like you say, this is one of your old videos. You said this a lot of times. How dudes can't even talk to a chick.
They can't.
Can't even have a conversation.
They don't know how.
They don't know how. Yeah. Because I told last night, I'm glad you didn't call last night. I was down today. We went to go to the chow over Sal. And, we just looking at other couples. So it was nice. It's nice. Fogo is nice. It's a nice ambiance, great food, and all that. This guy, I guess, was trying to impress this girl. He was like, well, if you be with me, I'll buy you a car. All the clothes you're going to buy. I'm like, yo, so I pulled him aside. I said, are you trying to, get with her? What do you know about? How long y'all been dating? I've been dating, my girl for a little bit. How long you been dating? Man, just a month. And you already trying to buy a car? Slow down. What's going on?
That's all they know.
Casino
101. The weirdest thing was, see, this is the thing that was funny. We went out to dinner. This was like 3 days ago. And I'm out on dinner. Like, we going to dinner, doing all this stuff early, so I'm finna make some videos and all this. Tell me why I run into somebody who knew me off YouTube. And I'm sitting there, we sit at the table eating at the dinner at the restaurant. The guy was like, "Do you got a YouTube, man?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh man, you Carcino, man. I love your videos, man. Is this your ex you was talking about on the video? I'm like, no, man. I'm like, why would I be sitting down here with my ex having dinner? I'm like, man, you just came in. She has no idea what I do. Like YouTube and none of this stuff. She don't know any of this yet. She just like, okay, well, he does stuff with sports. That's it. Cause the last thing I need is another ex-girlfriend or future girlfriend living on my YouTube page. I had enough with the last chick that was doing that. He was he was like, man, that video cracked me up. She was crazy. I'm like, yeah. She was like, what girl? What crazy girl? You on YouTube? I'm like, I'm like, calm. Like, wait a minute. Let me deal with him and get him out of here. He was like, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, no, this is somebody entirely different. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna let y'all eat, man. Yeah, man, this is cool. So he come back. Can I get a picture? I'm like, oh, absolutely, man. Come on, let's get this picture. So you can go. So you can go, man. But he was all excited, man. I was happy for him, but I'm like, man, this is a mess. Now I gotta deal with her. She's like, what video they talking about? Who's this ex? I'm like, now I gotta go through this whole story. I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about her. But see, that's what I mean. I get caught in these situations all the time, but I never really tell them anything about YouTube because I don't want them living on my YouTube channel. I don't even advertise my Facebook. People go to my face, they just find it. I never say go to my Facebook. Yeah, if I say anything, go on Twitter. Facebook is the only thing I use for like my family. My family go over there and stuff. Next thing you know, I got all these people coming on the Facebook. I'm like, what are they here for? I never told them to come here. I'm like, I do this just to keep up with what the family doing. Like it's somebody's birthday, here come a picture. I could just like it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. So I know what the family doing. Other than that, that's the only reason I got it. You Instagram or Twitter, that's the best thing you're gonna do to hit me with something that's quick. Other than that, I'm like, my day is so busy doing other stuff and people calling me with investment deals and look, invest with me in this. I guarantee you it's gonna take off. I mean, I get like 30 of these a day. Some of this dude trying to make an iceberg. Like, dude, we gotta get this iceberg, right? And it's what the iceberg gonna do, it's gonna bring the water, right? It's gonna go over the water, it's gonna bring water right over there to the poor people in Africa. If we just take a chunk of that iceberg and we get all we need is your support, your help, man, and we get into this. I was offered an internet talk show, everything. I'm like, nah, dude, I don't have time for this.
It reminds me of a video you did about what is it called? Cartino don't need you. You know what I mean? Like at least come with a real business plan. Like what's your business plan?
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of this.
And what work are you gonna do?
Right, and then this artist, man, this is why I don't do this stuff. I'm like, dude, I did that. We've been over that hurdle. I'm way out of the music business. I do not I understand you want to send me your music. Do send me like a library of music. I don't have time to sit around and listen to beats all day. Do not send me he's sending me like folders, like PDF files beats and everything. Like, just tell me what you think. I don't have time to sit around and listen to beats all day and tell you what I think. The one chick was mad at me. We basically broke up because I couldn't take a vacation. She was, you your own boss. Don't you mean you can't take a vacation? I'm like, I can't. I ain't got time for no vacation.
I feel you. Cause that's how I am. Like I work basically 2.5 jobs. I'm always on the road, so I don't have time to waste. Cause my thing is, You know, I'd rather be self-productive than be self-destructive. It's easy to be self-destructive when you don't got nothing to do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I want to be as productive as I can, whether on a professional level, helping my coworkers, being a better leader, being a better man. You know what I mean? And I just don't want to waste any time. And the women I try to date are women that are on a similar plane that I'm on. Like, we both working, so when we text each other every now and then, when we go out, it's a special moment. This little time we got together, we got to make it work by any means. You know, because you just don't want to waste time. And actually, I got to thank you for that, because you was always saying, like, in the old, this was like a year or two back, where you would say, make multiple incomes to yourself. Be independent. Don't ever tie yourself down to being one thing. Be as versatile as you possibly can. That way, you're not owners to a company. You make them pay for your knowledge, not for your labor.
That's right.
I learned that lesson by watching your videos, and it just so happens back in 2015, I was in a transition. And I was working out in Melrose Park in the factory. And I remember you said that message, and then one of my all-time favorite videos by you is Racism in the Factory.
Oh, yeah.
Played that recording of the gentleman that unfortunately claimed his own life. But those two videos really got me to thinking and got my wheels turning, as far as, like, man, I'm a versatile guy. I can do this. I made like a list of things that I'm good at. And then I started targeting businesses with owners that share my vision. You know what I mean? And we just create those relationships together. But the bottom line is, be as versatile as you want to be, and be self-productive. It's easy to be self-destructive. I saw your video with Party Next Door. That's a sad situation.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, why? As blessed and as talented as you are, and you're absolutely right. Party Next Door been dominating for like 2.5 years.
Yep.
Whether it's with Drake, whether it's with Rihanna, I mean, name an artist he's written for. I mean, this dude is blessed, and you're going to throw it all away. You're making millions of dollars, and you're going to risk it to go. Even if your homeboy takes a fall, now his family is hurting. For what? What was it all for? You know, that's why I always say be so productive, man. And I share that with the whole world. You know, because you got plenty of time to vacate. You got, when you old and you really got gray in your beard and your hair, you know what I mean? And you can enjoy your money. But when you grind and work as hard as you can and create as many opportunities for yourself. And I really was inspired by your videos, just watching the more serious videos too, when it came to issues like that. I think people need to hear that. You know?
Right, and I try to. That's why I don't do the same thing. Like all these other guys, like, no, man, just keep doing the same type of videos. You know, do beef videos. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna sit around and do beef videos all day.
Right.
No, I'm like, that's not what I do, man. Right, that's like anybody can do that. I'm like, I can sit all day and just rake in money. I'm like, what is that gonna do for you? I'm like, I'll tell you that so you can know some information about it. But I'm also gonna give you something real. Because I'm like, I can't just sit there and do that and not give you something real.
Exactly.
And that's what other people don't do. They don't do that. They just, because they only in it for money. They have no motivation. I was doing YouTube videos before they was even giving me money, before there was even any revenue in it. I was like, dude, there was no revenue in this at all before. So I'm like, it's not like, I mean, it's some decent money. It pays the rent. It ain't like I got a boat, a yacht off YouTube or nothing like that. People think like YouTube is the only thing I do because it's the only thing they see me do. They'll see a video come up. They don't know I might have recorded that yesterday. They just see it post. I'll be doing a live stream and then a video will pop up. Boop. You'll be like, hey, what happened? I'll be like, oh, that was scheduled to come up at this time. I set videos up scheduled to go. That's the way I can move around and do other things. But like I said, this is why I don't get involved with like rap management and all this stuff. I saw where the money was going. And I said, this is not gonna work. And then today's people, today rappers or artists or whatever, they don't know what they're doing is wrong. Like they want something for nothing. They think it works like you make a song, I take it to the label, they like it, I get a deal. It don't work that way. I'm like, this is not the 80s anymore. You have to, and I did the most I could for this guy. I was like, look, you were so persistent. He think being persistent with me is showing me that he's hungry for the. I'm like, dude, you know how many people go in for record deals? You know how many demos they get? You know how many songs they get? I'm like, it's not about let me hear your demo, let me hear your deal. Who do you have? And I got him on the phone with somebody, and she was like the person that gets you to the next, just so he could hear it from somebody else. And she's on the phone and she tells him, she says, where do you perform locally? Where do you live? Where do you perform? Do they know you locally? You're not known locally. If you're not known locally, they're not going to invest any money in you. Nobody knows you. You have no following. You just got a song. You're not going to walk in with a song. Nobody knows you nowhere. I mean, you're not, what shows are you doing? Are you doing something in your own community, doing like in a club, like got you a following? Where's your tagline? Do you have any poster work, any artwork, any flyers? Nobody knows you. You're just a guy who just wants to rap in his basement, makes a song, and think you're just gonna throw it on the wall and we're gonna throw all this money out and record you and give you studio time and all this for what? It's like, okay, we listen to your song and it's like we got 1,000 songs like this, or even better. We're gonna give the money to the guy that has a following. He got about 600, 700 people coming to see him. He's got a buzz in his own community. People know him as the rapper, blah, blah, blah. They come see his shows when he performs locally. Then he's got the mixtape. They'll give that guy the deal, not you. So unless you have something that can compete with that, then no, they're not going to give you a deal. It's just the way it is. You can turn it in, but I'm like, why would the record company give you the money? And that's what I keep trying to tell them. I'm like, just because you made a record and you persistent with trying to push the record, you should be consistent with taking the jewels she gave you and said, maybe that's what I need to do. Let me go ahead and stomp this concrete. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna get my name up there. I'm gonna get known in my community. My city gonna know me. I'm gonna do this and do that so I can get a buzz, so that people will start to notice me. Instead, he was still trying to push the one song. Nah, man, she wrong because my guy got signed. Man, nah, she wrong. I'm like, well, you want to argue with somebody who has a position. She already has her position. This is her job. But you gonna tell her she's wrong at her job because you know one guy who got on doing something, whatever, down the road. Good luck to you, sir. That's all I can tell you because this is where it stops with me. And the only reason is because I knew him. I used to work with him. That was the only way I said, you know what? I'm only gonna do this because we used to work together. But that just was an example of what happened with these other artists out there. So I tell them all the time, that's what you need to do. She gave them some jewels. Take that, run with it, try to get yourself up there and blow up. But this is a realization that even my family members got to learn. But I got to let them learn it on their own because they don't listen. I tell them stuff, they don't pick it up, and they still want to run their head into the wall and do it their way. So I said, well, hey, do it your way. But they got to learn. Not everybody can be a rapper. And do you want to be a rapper today?
No, hell no.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't come in owning something or owning your own label or producing your own records, everybody who basically got a job and don't a dead end job and just rapping as a hobby or making beats as a hobby think they got the hottest track. They think they got the hottest track in the world. And I was like, this sound like Future. This sound like right. It's the same type of beats. They instead of trying to be creative and make something that's not out there, they're making something that sounds just like what's already out there. So I'm like, well, if your beats, all these beats sound like what's out there right now.
Right. But you know what, that comes from them being programmed like that. You know, back in the 90s, and even in the 80s, especially in the mid-80s, being an individual, whether you DJing, whether you producing, whether you rapping, you had to be like original. You had to bring your own flavor to the table. You know what I mean? RZA sounds different from a production standpoint than Pete Rock.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they both dope.
Exactly.
And both eras preach that. Now, with the corporates owning hip hop, we let the corporates come in and they give rappers millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
Like they can get 30 for a show, and now you can get $100, $100,000 for an appearance. And with the corporates running things, it's the sameness with all the music. You know what I mean? So the average guy that's a check processor making beats on the side, he's thinking, oh, if I'm trying to get on the radio, let me do something similar or to that and do that. Instead of being original.
Yeah, Kendrick just talked about that when he was doing the Forbes top 30. Because he was K-Dot when he came out, and he was like, man, he just went to his Kendrick Lamar. Instead of, using his full name, he just instead of K-Dot, he just put Kendrick Lamar and just started talking about his life. And once he did that, his career changed. He was like, man, everybody's now, he got attention to his ears because he was caught up with trying to make what's popular. Like, this is what's hot now? Okay, I got to make something like that. Because he was comparing his career to somebody out there,
Yeah, same thing with J. Cole with that first album that he put out. He was trying to find his center, but then when he got Born Center is completely different from his first album.
Yep.
And Born Center was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
From a production standpoint and the rhyme.
Yep, I think that's one of his best albums. I really like that one almost as much as his last one. The one before this last one.
Yeah, the Forest Drive.
Yeah, the Forest Drive. That one I like. Born Center probably a little bit better than Forest Drive. I like Forest Drive too. They neck and neck. But out of all the rappers that's out, J. Cole to me has the best library. His is way better than Kendrick's. To me, I was like, because not only is he gives you subject matter, he actually gives you better beats, and to me it's a better flow. Kendrick raps like a freestyler, a freestyle battle rapper. That's how his style is. And even though he's teaching you, like he'll drop some jewels, some knowledge in there, the bars are really kind of simple. It's not really complex. And he'll change his style up. He'll use different styles and stuff, which is good. I mean, it's talent. It's come from natural flowing and different. He used different flows in one song and change his octaves, and that's what Kendrick is good at. And yeah, he'll stop so it sounds like he's conversating with you in his rhyme. Where J. Cole won't really change it. He's gonna keep it whatever flow he's using for that song. He's gonna use that straight through. But you gonna hear him clearly. He'll have more clever lines in his in his wordplay. But the song that's the thing about him. He'll make a better song. J. Cole to me will make a better song. Right, like I said, with Big Sean and all these guys, I'm like, they're different. Those are different type of artists, different type of rappers. They all good,
Right.
but when it comes to us, we all gotta battle each other. No matter what it is, they gotta compare it. We
Oh
gotta
yeah.
put black against the blacks. No matter what
Oh
it
yeah.
is, it's always there gonna be that comparison. They don't do
Oh
that
yeah.
with whites at all. You never hear them say, "Oh, Blake, who's better, Blake Shelton or Brian Lucas or whatever the country singers are." You don't never hear that.
Right.
They throw them together to try to be on a song.
And man, it's not just in music; it's in sports. I remember on a few laps. So I was thinking about when we talking about black quarterbacks. Comparing Steve McMahon to Joe Montana or to Phil Simms.
Oh, they did with
You know,
certain athletes. Like they did it with Joe Montana and Elway a lot. Like Elway wasn't the
but
guy
that's
they
white
picked.
on white.
Yep, they
You
didn't
know what I'm
like
saying?
John. They didn't like John Elway. He was a mobile quarterback. See, John would run.
Right.
John would pass and run. They want you to stand in the pocket. They don't want no quarterback running. So they was like,
He's
well,
not athletic.
yeah, that's the thing, John. But John used to scramble and get first downs. And they hated
Mm-hmm.
that. They hated that he would scramble and get first downs. And he used to have all them fourth quarter comebacks.
And they
And
hate to Steve Young too.
oh yeah, well Steve, that was different. He was more of a take off, but when they did it, they championed Steve. Once he started
That's
running
true.
by then, that the whole time, the whole thing didn't change. When John was doing it, it was a problem. But that was
Right.
because he
He
was
got
from
the 3
Denver.
Super Bowls.
All right, he was from Denver. They was in San Fran. And now John is doing he's running the team right. He knows what to
Mm-hmm.
get, who's gotta go, and not to spend too much on the quarterback. Just get somebody who can maintain the game, but keep the defense strong, and you'll win the
Mm-hmm.
championship. Because
Yeah, as my stepfather say, defense wins what?
championship.
Championships.
Hmm.
For real. Oh man, and I can't leave without blowing the dot I cut.
Oh yeah.
We gonna do it again.
Oh
We
yeah.
gonna
I
make
was
a
on the
real
news, man, and they still can't find my. I'm like, how you not gonna find the footage of me on the news? I'm like, I'm on the news, and then the news people talking about we don't know if we got there because that was a stream. I'm like, that was the night the Cubs won the championship, first time in
Oh
108
man.
years. You gonna lose the
You
footage? Are
talking
you
about
out
petty
your
shit.
mind? Just tell me
You
how
talking about
much you want to
petty.
run for the footage, lady. Don't even start lying. It's ridiculous. Insulting
Well,
our intelligence. But
we
yeah,
gonna be out there again.
yeah. But what's my man's look good today? Hendricks is great. Only gave
Professor. That's what I
yep.
call him.
He only gave up 2 hits, and once he gave up the 2 hits, that was it. He gave up 2 hits, and he was cruising all night. I'm glad Maddox didn't get nervous and pull him, because he gets nervous and start just pulling people for no reason. I was like, "Dog, what you pulling him for? He rolling. Let him roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't pull
Save
nobody."
your relievers. But you know what? I think with the relievers, I think with the starters, they're gonna have to go a little bit deep as the playoffs go on because you really got 2 relievers. You got the closer who's been on fire. You really need that, that 7th and 8th inning guy.
Yeah,
You know what I
we
mean?
had our seventh and eighth inning guy, but Hendricks is rolling. I was glad he went his seventh. He went and did his seventh. We had a good setup guy. Edwards come in, did his job. He did great. Everybody did their
Yeah.
job tonight. And they got one hitter we gotta watch out for. We kept him in check. So
Oh yeah.
he had nothing to hit and he was frustrated all night. And the rest of them they just was sporadic. And I hate to see
And I,
Dusty go down again, but hey, it is what it is. Our defense is too
exactly.
good. They had some great shots, but man, we made some great defensive plays.
Right, and it comes down to when I said this before the series even started to my friends is that look, Nationals are talented, don't get me wrong, but know how to win. You know how to look at situations. I quote Bill Belichick: identify the situation and do your job. And you know how to win. You know, because they're not nervous. You look at the hits Rizzo had: clutch hit, relaxed, knew what to do. He was patient at the plate. He waited for his pitches. And, you know, just clutch. Playing defense, knowing where to be, being disciplined. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
So what are some of the things that you went through, though, on the job? Because you kind of didn't, like, because you was talking about the one in the video I did about the racism. Did you go through that?
I was working at Avalon Industries in Melrose Park, and I was working as a logistics manager in a factory. This is back in 2015, and I was thinking about leaving, you know, because, man, I know I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but I'm not gonna mention names. But I was dealing with a racist owner. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you ever been in a situation where you made great deals with somebody, you're helping the business get success, and the owner tries everything in his power to insult you while giving you a compliment? And I was at that company for growing the logistics area of a private haircut company, because that's what Avalon Industries was. It was a haircut company. They make shampoos and just relax.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, it got to a point where I was sitting down with a good friend of mine, and she came by to visit me. She's like, Randy, you know, you don't look like yourself, you know, because I'm always upbeat, I'm always enthusiastic, you know what I mean, and just, you know, full of life. And she's like, you're not looking too good. I was like, you know, I'm just tired. I feel mentally beat down. And I'm thinking about, I want to go into the social work. I've been in politics for a little while, but I want to go back into social work again. And, you know, I'm tired of working for this owner. And the last straw was when we were in the meeting. And a question was asked to me. And the owner, while I'm answering the question, interrupts and says, don't talk to him. He's nothing but the shipper.
Wow.
And so, after the meeting, the same gentleman says, you know, Burundi, thank you. And I said, don't thank me. I'm just the shipper. And we both laughed at it. And the owner heard it. He's like, oh, so you're trying to show me up? I said, oh, were you trying to insult me? He's like, well, I don't appreciate you and your coworkers trying to laugh at me. He said, I don't appreciate you trying to insult me. And I've had enough of it. He's like, if you want to leave, you can leave. And I said, you know what? That's a good idea. And it was December 2nd, 2015. And I never looked back. And I said, I'm going to go back to social work and help, you know, people with disabilities. And I'm helping people with mental illnesses find housing, get them proper income, help them find jobs, help them with the substance abuse situations. I'm pretty much like the financial gatekeeper for all of it, but I love what I do now. And I listened to your video while I quit at Avalon about the racism in the workplace and in the factory. And some of the examples that you gave, it was like, yeah, that and then some. But one thing that rung in my head repeatedly, you said, and I'll say it again, you said, create multiple incomes for yourself. Don't be basically a one-trick pony. Be many things. And be great. Go out and be as great as you want to be. Don't ever limit yourself. And don't, you know, basically don't accept the BS that these owners are giving you. I told myself from that day forward, I'm not going to work with management or organizations that have that kind of mentality towards their workers. Because if you're going to be like that to your workers, what are you going to be like that to me? You're going to do the same thing. I don't want that, and I don't need that. I'm blessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then some people they gotta deal with it because it's like they don't have no other options, right now. So they gotta deal with it. So that's why I was telling them like the times have changed. Now it's more of a digital age. It's more a lot of jobs online. You can create, and there's tons of jobs opportunities out here that they don't want you to apply for. They don't want people of color to apply for them, so you don't know about these jobs. But there's plenty of high paying jobs for CNC, all these different like inspection operators. But see, you don't know anything. These people, we don't know anything about those jobs or titles, so they know that. And out there, they taught at a young age how to do construction, or how to build and construct houses, and be foremans and stuff on a project. And they're taught these things early, in a trade. The uncle go work with him at his shop, learn how to do landscaping or renovations in homes. So they taught with these trades so that they have that to fall back on even when they go to college or something. They get a summer job or they get an internship. We got to go through hell to get something like that. Ain't no internship for us. So you gotta teach yourself. I was like, I don't know if they, I'm like, YouTube, they got a lot of stuff on there that teach you how to do stuff. This one guy taught himself and trained himself off YouTube how to do CNC manufacturing and learned how to do it without going to school, learned it all on the internet. This one guy learned how to cook and become a chef and start putting out his own stuff off the internet. He's like, I learned these recipes and then I ended up getting a job as a chef. And he's like, I went to culinary school after I learned some tips on there. He's like, I went to culinary school, got my little certificate. He said, I started working at Japanese downtown, and he learned how to speak. Yeah, and he learned how to speak a little bit of Japanese so he could read the menus to people. And he got learned that on YouTube. So I'm like, wow. I'm like, dude, I was amazed, but it's people out here that's making it happen. They doing it. They're taking that extra effort and making it work for them. And that's all you got to do, man. I'm like, multiple revenue streams. You got to do it in this new age. I'm like, it's not like it was in the 90s. In the 90s, you can just go get you an apartment. You can be single and live by yourself. Now you need a roommate. I'm like, nah, you can't get a place by yourself. You can't afford it. They don't pay you enough. I'm like, I am the only person in this area where I live in who's single and have a place out here. The only person in this entire area. Everybody, it's because this is a two-income area. Nobody can work one job and have this place over here. You gotta have two incomes to be able to afford to live here. And the majority of the people over here, they have a husband, wife, family, kids, and all that. So they got all these. They need the two incomes to pay his rent and pay all the bills and everything else. When I first moved here, they thought I was a drug dealer. Yeah, and they some of them probably still think that. The ones across, they was sending kids over there to ask me questions to find out who I am, what's going on. They think I'm a drug dealer. They was like, where does he go? Does he get up in the morning and go to work? He's in the house all day. What is he doing? He just gets up at all times of night moving around. I think he's selling drugs.
Tell him to subscribe.
Oh, that's the last thing I need is my neighbors like knowing I'm doing like YouTube video. Man, I watched your video last night. I'd be talking to them outside all day. If that's the case. The only neighbors I talk to around here are the brothers. It's two brothers, a family right across from me, and another family right over. All three of us talk to each other, and that's it.
At least you got some brothers. In my neighborhood, I'm up north. I'm on the north side. I'm in the Woods, Albany Park area, right off of Virginia.
Oh yeah.
And man, I can't find brothers in sight.
Oh no, not in that area.
Huh?
I said not in that area.
No, I can't find. And we want to find.
I know. I like you know, the brothers gonna do what brothers do. They gonna barbecue. So I see, I see them. They right across from me. Yeah. So I go out there, talk to him. He got his sons out there. They bumping their music, and you know, I talk to them. The neighbors next door, I talk to them when they come up. Like they cool, but it was some Euro people across the street. They a little crazy. You know, we don't deal with them. And then they got into it with the other brother that lived next door to them, and they was like, "Man, they say something to you again, man. Let me. I rung it. He came to my bell, and I told him, man, don't you ring my bell no more." I was like, "Yeah, you know, you dealing with brothers, man. They should know better. They should know better. They know when we stick together like that, like all three of us stick together.
Exactly.
We ain't got no problem. Nah.
Exactly. And like, and I'm sure you know this just by talking to your black neighbors. Like, we worked hard to get to this spot.
Well, yeah. So, yeah. See,
we don't have each other's back.
Exactly. We got each other's back all the way through. Now the whole thing is that over here is that people normally here just do their thing and you know water their grass and it's more older people, you know, families and stuff like where I stay. Nobody's really like in my area that causes any trouble or nothing like that. So because we're in like the forest, so when we come out into like the civilization, the main street where everything is, and we go out in the groups, you know, that's when you start seeing all the other stuff. Because this area is like ruled by teenagers once you hit the main street, and these teens have not been told or they have not been groomed with you know rules of don't do this, don't do that. They just been told they just been running over their parents for years. So they go out there, they talk and do all kind of stuff, and but then they see a brother, they run over everybody else. They ain't running over no brother. They show respect. They stop right when they tracks. It don't go no further. They stop right there. It's just no words need to be said. They see they be help. Hey, what's up? I be hey, what's up? And then that's it. They give me the utmost respect. They don't want no problems.
Man, that's definitely where it's at.
Yep, but I'm gonna get out of here, man. We done did this for over an hour.
Right.
But it's been a good hour.
Yeah, it was. I thank you so much, man. I'm just glad you gave me a second chance.
Oh yeah.
My mom laughed at the video because I got the same, which is like, yeah, but man, you just didn't believe I called back.
Yeah, like I called you.
My mom's like, how he know you? He know you too. How he know you?
Well, she'll know this one.
Oh yeah. So thank you so much, man, and keep up the great work, man. We're gonna keep supporting you. I'm gonna keep supporting you.